Thank you, Erica. Such great information. I'm just riveted thinking many productive thoughts, trying to assimilate your teaching. And kudos, by the way, on those graphics, because we are at our 10-year point as a company. And so part of that, it entails some what we call brand forwarding for our packaging. And Solle ReNue is no exception. In the coming months, you'll see the new packaging. In fact, here's the new box, but it's got the color. If you see the color, it's the color scheme. You did that on purpose, didn't you, Eric?
I actually did.
It's so good. Yeah. And so, if you're newer watching this, these little packets are inside, and these are your nutritional packets. And I actually love the way that you said that, because the job, you described a little bit of ReNue. I would say the job for ReNue is to nutritionally strengthen that space where we're able to learn and feel our emotions and deal with them properly. As you said, we've got to create that space. This can be a major help in giving us what we need nutritionally to make that productive space in our life. In fact, the back of the new box, I don't know if you can see that, it's probably backwards, in the camera, but it says reset, relax, and restore. 3 words that you actually see on the box right now. And that really, as I was thinking about the formulation and our objectives, because as Erica said, it is the signature or key nutritional product for the calm category. And remember, in Solle, calm is always mind and body, physical and emotional and mental. And that correlation happens together if we get the right nutrition. So what Solle ReNue was the final of the 4 category drinks. It was the last one. And so this formula is not simply a calming tea. You can drink it like a tea, and it actually is really good hot. This is one where I do recommend, if people are willing, try it the first time in the evening, maybe a little bit before you go to bed, like a half hour before or 15 minutes, whatever, whatever works for you. And put it in some hot water because it's just a wonderful, comforting, warm tea, but it's not just a calming tea. In fact, those 3 words, reset, relax, and restore, are kind of the indicators into the deep dive, if you want to say it that way, that we took into the process of truly relaxing and rejuvenating physically and mentally, because the 2 go together. That's the message I wanted to share, hopefully most clearly tonight, from my point of view, or from my topic, which is this Solle ReNue nutritional beverage. Relaxing and repairing and restoring and rejuvenating, all those words, they go together. They just happen. And I think the missing link for a lot of us is what Erica's teaching tonight. We just need to include, because we can include the nutrition, but not make the space and get the coaching and the mentoring to do everything that needs to be done. And we'll be much more effective combining this training with drinking the signature drink. But let me tell you a couple of things about the drink. Why do we say relax and restore and reset? Why do we use those words? Well, a couple of the key ingredients. One of them is a fruit, a natural hybrid. It sounds weird to say it that way. Not caused, according to anybody's research, by men. It's probably insect derived because it's actually thousands of years old. But it is a very clear combination of grapefruit, mandarin orange, and lime. And it's called Yuzu, very famous fruit and popular flavor in Japan and in many, actually moving to Europe and barely coming here. We use the rind and the juice, both the rind and the juice in ReNue. And why do we do that? Well, it's one of the key ingredients of ReNue because it contains components that relax and calm the muscles, take the tension out of what we produce with maybe the way we react to stress or traumas or struggles in life. But it also has aromatics in it, pure essential oils, which are shown to release stress and to calm the mind. In fact, one of them is called Nomalin, and I'm trying to think of the other one. There are 2 very famous ones that have been in studies. And there's a particular system that they use to rate stress, endocrine stress. And in every case in this study, as Yuzu was just smelled, so going directly to the brain, bypassing digestion, just those aromatics, the stress scores would go down significantly among participants. And this is a great example. So we've included all of that essence coming from the rind and also the nutrition of the fruit, because together they're wonderful anti-anxiety calmers. Now, there are 3 or 4 other herbs that have been studied for years and years, supporting the body's coping and, let's say, normalizing processes in situations of anxiety. So these other nutrients give the body what it's needing more of to bring ourselves into that feeling of balance and take away those feelings of kind of fear and anxiety. But one of those in particular is the other one I wanted to highlight tonight. It's called Maral root. It's an adaptogen. The official name is Reponticum carthamoides, and it grows in Siberia. And it got its fame, really was discovered as scientists watched animals that were in the area. So these would be, and I can't remember if they were a type of deer, reindeer, but northerly, as they were hurt. For instance, the males when they would fight in rutting season, or females after giving birth, they would go to this plant and they would return and eat this particular bush. So Reponticum, they started studying it, and of course they find later that it's an adaptogen. But at first they simply studied it. Why are these animals eating this when they need to heal? And it does have a number of compounds in it that have been learned since then that support the body's sort of speeding up that healing process, accelerating those healing processes. So I said at the start that ReNue's a little different. It's not just your calming tea. This is a restorative calming tea and more, but because the imbalances that come from health, and this is just I'll give you some of my personal philosophy and opinion. I think they do change tissue, and we learn we see changes in some of this, and it does need to be, the body seeks to bring it back into a productive and a sort of a prime state, not necessarily always staying in the prime of life, but in a peak functioning state, if we give it the right nutrients and a chance, some time, a space where it can actually heal and not have to deal with just coping with the now. So this is a key component. Maral root is a key component as part of this process, because I believe that kind of all situations involve some of that. That's just a little personal opinion. They involve some of that reparative and restorative work, some of which we understand and a lot of which we don't. Second, let me just say Maral root, after being studied and watched for its healing properties, they also embarked on an incredibly impressive study with depression. In this study, and we've cited it a lot as we've shared trainings that Dr. Allison Caldwell Andrews, our chief scientific advisor, she prepared some trainings as we launched this product several years ago. I still love to quote one of the studies that she cited, wherein people that had moderate to severe depression took, I'm not going to remember the exact number, but it was something like 4 or 5 times a day, not once or twice, or even 3 times a day. 4 or 5 times a day, they just drank a liquid extract of Maral root. And what they found in a short 6 weeks was that 75% of them said next to no symptoms. Now, they were drinking, you think about that. If they're doing it that many times a day, this is quite a bit of nutrition, but it really showed clearly the mental connection, which you find in all adaptogenic herbs. So this was another one. As we learned about Reponticum, and I will tell you the truth, this is one I was aware of when we founded the company and originally had thought of putting in Solle Vital. Didn't do it because we couldn't find a reliable extract that we wanted, a complete plant extract. And a few years later when we did, that was serendipity, because ReNue is the better spot for Maral root. So those are just a couple of highlights. There are several other ingredients, but ReNue is quite a special beverage because yes, it's a calmer, but it's also a healer and a repairer. And we say kind of all that together when we get the right state where our body can activate those healing processes that are naturally designed within us. Well, that's kind of like feels like a reset. We're able to, okay, let's go again. I feel stronger. I'm ready to get back at it. So that's a little bit about reset, relax, and restore with ReNue.